Just so see, there we go. Just so y'all know, bruh, I'm kind of like a little sick right now. So like if my voice sounds extra nasally or whatever during this video, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know why. Coming into the 5th episode of the Hidden Inventory arc, I would say I was more curious than anything else. Like I think the first 4 episodes of the season did a really good job with like hype moments and world building and like all that type shit. But when I started episode 5, I had 2 blaring questions at the front of my mind. Question 1, when did this here start tweaking? And question 2, when did this here stop tweaking? Because at the end of episode 4, when we got the whole scene with like Gojo and Geto during the funeral, which, quick aside, it took me like a cool week to even realize that this scene existed, bro. Because I'm not gonna lie, since when did anime have post-credit scenes that actually have plot relevance? Because last time I checked, bro, anime post-credit scenes either spoil the entire series in 8 seconds flat, or take the most heinous villain in the whole show and turn him into a little chibi character. But anyway, when we got to the scene with Gojo and Geto at the end of episode 4, their demeanors were most definitely still reversed. Gojo was the one talking all villainous like, hey bro, watch out, because I'm really about to body everyone in this whole shit. And it was Geto who had to talk him down like, my nigga, chill, bro, you're tweaking, bro. We're Jujutsu sorcerers, bro. We're supposed to protect the people. Now, I will say, I do think the season did a good job with like leaving little Easter eggs and breadcrumbs that would go on to foreshadow Geto's inevitable fall into nefariousness. Like, bro, who would have thought that it was Toji of all people that gave Geto the monkey pass and essentially put him on to his favorite insult? But beyond just a few little hints like that, I wasn't really seeing how the story was going to manage to pull a whole Uno reverse card with these niggas' philosophies, especially with only 1 episode's worth of time to do so. And then they just did it. And not only did they do it, bruh, I'm not gonna lie, they did it well. Like, I want to talk about the overall message that I got from the, what do I even call this shit, bro? The Geto mental breakdown episode? Sure, why not? I want to talk about the overall message I got from the Geto mental breakdown episode. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you all about the sponsor of today's video, Atlas VPN. Atlas VPN is the most affordable VPN on the market. Right now during their summertime deal, you can get Atlas VPN for only $1.83 per month with 3 months extra. Just to put that in perspective, bro, $1.83 is literally less than a 4-piece box of McNuggets. Browsing the web can be dangerous. I think we all know that. Especially in today's world, the internet is full of all sorts of malicious links, malware, data trackers. Just in general, browsing the web can leave you vulnerable to a ton of bad actors. This is why having something like Atlas VPN while you browse the web is important. Atlas VPN can protect you, stopping unwanted ads and malware, and keeping your browsing activity private from malicious data trackers. The benefits of Atlas VPN don't stop there though. Having Atlas VPN gives you the ability to unlock all your favorite streaming content from around the world. Once again, Atlas VPN is super affordable. This is especially true right now during their summer deal because at the moment, Atlas VPN is just $1.83 per month plus 3 months extra. This is a limited time offer though, so if you want to protect your privacy and get the many benefits of Atlas VPN for a ridiculously low price, hurry along and click the link in the description to experience Atlas VPN for yourself with the assurance of a 30-day money-back guarantee. Thanks again to Atlas VPN for sponsoring this video. And now back to the video. This episode in particular was interesting to me because I feel like it's the first and only episode of the season where Geto was undeniably the focal point of the episode. Like, I was looking at the frames that I chose to use as thumbnails for prior videos, and all I saw was Gojo, Toji, Gojo and Toji, and 𝙏𝙖𝙡. I didn't see a damn of Geto in a single one of my thumbnails, bruh. Up until, like, the one on this video, I guess. Now obviously Teddy Slump YouTube video thumbnails aren't the end all be all when it comes to figuring out which characters were relevant in which episodes, but I do think it's a good reflection of the fact that at least from my perspective, there wasn't really much exploration done with Geto's character up until now. Which is crazy to me, by the way, because I feel like Geto is most definitely the character that's developed and changed the most between this arc and the current events of the story. Anyway, I guess to make up for the lack of Geto exploration that we got this season, they decided to make the last episode of the season Geto's villain backstory. And after watching the backstory episode a few times and really taking my time to analyze what this episode meant to me, I've come to the conclusion that, at least in my eyes, Geto's backstory, or really this whole flashback arc in general, is a cautionary tale against ego. Yeah, I hope you Blue Lockians enjoyed that little shit right there, because I'm not gonna lie, that's probably about the last little bit of Blue Lock content y'all are gonna see on this channel for a long time. I want to take a look at this idea of the strongest that continually pops up throughout the entirety of this season, because I've noticed that whenever this strongest word is thrown around, a nigga's ego isn't far behind. At the beginning of the season, the strongest is a title held by both Gojo and Geto in tandem. Both of these niggas are essentially the strongest thing that the Jujutsu world has seen in years, and so as a result, both of these niggas' egos are through the roof thanks to having lived like 16 years of nothing but pure glaze from everyone around them. Now I think that Gojo's ego is something that's been pretty thoroughly explored by the JJK 2K community simply due to the fact that Gojo's ego was always presented in such a blatant and in-your-face manner. But Geto, on the other hand, I don't think I've seen Geto's ego talked about nearly as much as his boyfriend's. Whereas Gojo's ego can be seen through his recklessness, his talking, and like all that type shit, I think Geto's ego can be seen through his savior complex. Now initially, I took Geto's philosophy of sorcerers having a duty to protect non-sorcerers at face value. I gave him the benefit of the doubt in believing that he was genuine in his want to protect humanity, and I'm not gonna lie, even now a part of me still wants to believe that he was at least halfway genuine when he was spitting all that cap that he would eventually go on and do the exact opposite of. But I'm not gonna lie, bro, looking back, this nigga was definitely acting a little saviorish, bro. Like, bro, think about the little speech that Geto gave Riko when he thought he was about to save her from assimilating with Tengen. The nigga was essentially like, hey look, me and my homeboy, we're both strong as shit. And so like, if you don't want to assimilate, that's cool with us for real, because we're both strong as shit. And we'll defend you no matter what you decide to do, because we're strong as shit. And it's like, even though I do think that in a vacuum, the action of protecting Riko's agency is a good deed, the fact that Geto felt the need to talk about how he was the strongest at that moment, I think it's pretty telling about how his mindset was at the time. Now look, Toji, bro, I could literally make a whole nother video about Toji and this topic of ego. The nigga literally went out saying that he died because he let his ego get in the way. Like, it doesn't get more blatant than that. But that's a discussion for another day. As far as Gojo and Geto's character arcs are concerned, Toji's role was to bring these niggas back down to reality and put their egos in check. Now as for Gojo, I don't know, bro. I feel like his character arc this season left something to be desired, because it's like, yeah, he got put in check for like 2 seconds, but by the time he took his L, he was literally already cooking up his next big W. So it's like, I don't know if his ego really got put in check as much as it could have. Geto, on the other hand, that his ego got eviscerated. Not only did he fail to save the star plasma vessel and take an L against Toji, unlike Gojo, that nigga wasn't able to get the closure of a get back, and so now he has to sit there mauling for the next couple of months, while Gojo continues to be on the up and up, getting stronger and stronger with his new and improved limitless technique. I think this is where the shift in Geto's character happened. He was no longer the strongest. There was now a sizable gap between his strength and Gojo's strength, and as a result, he was no longer the go-to savior. Geto had gone from the co-strongest to the second strongest, and his ego couldn't take that slight demotion. I know Geto talked a whole lot of hoopla about walking his own path and yada yada yada, but honestly, bro, I think the sole reason that Geto quote-unquote carved his own path is because he knew that the nigga Gojo had the whole saving humanity path on lock, and his ego would rather have him be the #1 villain than be the #2 hero. Just think about the way this nigga Geto talks, bruh. When you really like listen to what he be saying, bruh, I swear this nigga is more obsessed with getting on Gojo's level again than he is with actually trying to take over the world. When Gojo confronts him in that busy ass street, which like, y'all niggas couldn't have had this conversation over text. But anyway, when Gojo and Geto have their final confrontation, he basically goes out by saying, well, if you wanted to wipe out all of humanity, you could, so why can't I do it? He literally goes out by becoming a Gojo glazer and literally admits to Gojo's face that he wants to be him. All this to say, bro, don't be like Geto, bro. Personally, I've been spending like the last 6 months or so on trying to work on this very concept of like detaching my self-worth from my ego. Like, I'm really trying to detach my self-worth from like dumb shit like the amount of views I get and that type of stuff, because honestly, bro, connecting your self-worth to your achievements is like really unhealthy, and I promise you it never ends well, bro, because the moment you start achieving a little less than you did prior, you're gonna be looking real crazy, bro, looking like Suguru Geto standing bare booty naked in the shower on the verge of going tweak mode. Don't let your damn, hit my mic. Come on, bro. See, I'm really trying to spit here and like, you know what I mean? Take a water break. Don't let your ego get in the way of your happiness, bro. Geto could have lived a perfectly good and fulfilling life as the #2 hero, but he let his ego get in the way of his potential to do good, and so now he's like dead, but like also somehow still alive. Yeah, I honestly don't really know what's going on with Geto right now. All in all, I'd give the hidden inventory arc a solid 8.5 out of 10. I mean, I would say 9 out of 10, but like, you see, I gotta deduct half a point due to like the excessive presence of Gojo. So like, yeah, y'all understand it. F that nigga.